Hello, everyone, and welcome to Your Mind, Your Reality, Your Results, a weekly show where I speak with experts in a variety of topics around mindset so you can switch your mindset to something healthier and ultimately get the amazing results you want. Robert's doing an amazing job distracting me today, but first of all, welcome to the show, Robert.
Welcome to the show. I'm so excited to be here. I am so excited. I'm so excited to re-meet Leah. You and I, there was a huge gap of time where we weren't in touch with each other. We took the summer off to go play in our own little worlds. And then we found each other a couple of days ago, and Leah said, "Hey, come to the show. You could be on the show." So here we are. Thank you very, very much.
Well, we're glad to have you. I think everyone's going to have a lot of fun with today's show. So stay tuned and certainly enjoy. If we haven't met yet before, obviously me and Robert have. My name's Leah Fink, and I'm the owner and founder of All Thrive. And I help protect people from the pain of damaged relationships. So if you want to know any about that or chat, please get in touch, and I would love to share. But today we are very lucky to be joined by a very enjoyable expert. And if you want to capitalize on Robert's knowledge or come and play and have fun with us, please use that chat box or comment box. We're certainly happy to answer any questions or engage with you in any way, even if you are watching this after the fact and want to put something in the comment box. Definitely do that, and we can get back to you. So, yeah, this is going to be fun. I've been wanting to do this for a while, so timing worked out for this week. So I guess we should start as we start with everyone. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got to this journey of being here today.
This is me. This is me. Okay, powerful play experiences. It says positive workplace mental health for teens. Positive workplace mental health for teens. And once upon a time, 15 years ago, I decided to leave the world of work, the very unhappy, highly stressful world of work, and begin a new life as a solopreneur. And somebody said to me, a very good friend of mine said to me, "Hey, take your recreation background. You're a rec guy. Can you do something with your rec background as a solopreneur?" And I was taking some training at that time as a professional speaker, but I'm not a speaker. I'm a workshop facilitator. So I took my recreation background and my experience as a workshop facilitator and slept on it for about an hour and so came up with powerful play experiences. And I said to myself, and don't you agree with this, Leah? We all need more fun at work. What's your take on that, Leah?
Yes. No, totally. I mean, we're going to talk today a little bit about the impacts of play on mental health and, fun, play, whatever you call it, but enjoyment. You're spending 8 hours of your day. It's super, super important that you're not just sitting at your cubicle, dead-eyed and unhappy.
That's a good one. Dead-eyed and unhappy. I'll start using that one, and you can bill me for that.
Okay, great. Copyright, Leah.
Yeah, so I thought to myself, what if I built a business, a small business, using my workshop facilitation skills and truly promote the idea that we all need more fun at work. There's value to fun at work. And over the 15 years, we've kind of sometimes have called it play. Sometimes we call it play. Sometimes we call it fun at work. Sometimes we just call it good mental health, good mental health optimism. But, it was important for me to show up here today and be playful, authentically, in an authentic way. But I know you're very playful too, Leah. I know you're very playful too. We met last year, and I'm going to flip it on you. Before you ask me some questions, what is your definition of play? Because I have one right here. Ready to go, so that we can all get on the same page. Because if we're going to talk about play, let's come up with a definition of play.
Ooh, putting me on the spot. Okay, well, see, and we've talked about this before too. I go for a very broad range of play being whatever is enjoyable to you, because you and I have talked personality types before.
Yes.
So for example, I will sit with my brother and our play will be solving a puzzle. And I would say that's not traditional play. That's not traditional fun, right? But that's us playing. That's us having a social interaction, getting joy out of it. So I would say maybe not always the movements people think about or the big bubbly whatever, but whatever enjoyment within a social context. That's my answer.
And that's the beauty of what you just shared, because we don't want to lock ourselves into one definition of play because of our own cultural influences, our family influences, the influences of our values and our interests. We come up with a whole range of definitions of play. So that's okay. That's okay. Mine's a bit deeper. Mine's a bit deeper. Let's see if we can get that into the camera. What does it say there?
Play is the fastest, most accessible remedy for anyone/any adult experiencing mental health challenges, for it alone frees the soul from pain, suffering, and hardship, and thus creates space for joy and happy to step in and ignite our spirit and energy.
Exactly. And that is the intention of powerful play experiences, because we recognize, especially during our COVID times, the challenges that all of us are facing on a variety of levels, both personally and professionally, to keep our mental health optimism at the kind of levels that have us, feeling good. So I'm really pushing the message these days that we not only need more fun at work, but the introduction of play into the work experience. And I was thinking the other day, what if work was built around, and help me with the language of this, like you worked for a period of time at work, and then you played, and then you worked. So like a balance between work and play, or let's work on a task, and then let's take a mental health break and engage in some form of play at work. And then we re-energize and feel reconnected to our coworkers, and we feel refreshed. And then we come back to work. And then we take some time off at work and we come back to play. I thought I'm thinking about like a real cool balance in the world of work where play and work can live harmoniously in the workplace. What are your thoughts on that?
I definitely think it's possible. And I think if you look at some of the companies that people are, they look up to or wish they could be like or in. I mean, I think of I visited the Google campus down in California years and years ago now, and they have a ball pit, right? They have all sorts of things. And I believe, I haven't looked super deep into it, but that part of their mentality is that, you keep your employees, you keep them fed, they can go get whatever they need at any point. They can go have their play break. They can be flexible in their hours. Their childcare is taken care of. Once you take out all those pieces of stress from people's lives and give them these opportunities for fun, for engagement, and not having to worry about those things, then they do better as employees. You get much better work. You get much better, and commitment too, for employers that want to keep employees, obviously.
And funny you should say that, because many years back, I conducted a very informal survey with employees in today's world of work. It's very informal, very casual. And I called it play research, fun at work research. And I'm looking at the document now, and it reads 100% of employees surveyed said they all can use more fun at work. They want more excitement and energy at work. And then I have these sort of 10 bullets on this document that talks about the benefits of play at work. So 1 to 10, pick three numbers, Leah, and I'll speak to the top, those three that are on the top 10 list. Pick any three numbers.
259.
Wow, that's a lot of numbers. In at number 2, participants reported the following benefits to play at work. It improved attentiveness and readiness for the day's activities. In other words, stimulated the memory, added more stamina, more energy to the day. So it improved attentiveness and readiness for the day's activities. What was your other number? 2, 9,
5.
5.
Was,
Go ahead.
yeah, 5 was the next one. That's all I was saying.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Created close connections with coworkers. Any thoughts on that?
That's the Plato quote, isn't it? The classic, you can learn more about a man in an hour of play than a lifetime of knowing something. I don't know the exact words.
That's good. I'll have to write that one down.
The classic.
And number nine, alleviated stress levels. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's totally true. I mean, and this comes back. I know you mentioned, obviously people's experience recently through COVID, and we're in Alberta, so we just had a shutdown announced last night, which of course affects people's mental health. And in all of those pieces, I think one of the reasons mental health has been strained this year is because we've lost our regular social connection, we've lost our normal fun connection. So it wouldn't surprise me at all. I would completely agree that that chance to have fun is a de-stressor. It's what people need when times are tough, when you have that challenge at work that's coming up. Now you have these people that you're more connected with. Really? You're less stressed. You're going to do better.
So I have something else I'd like to read to you, another a small piece from an article, but I'm looking at the time, and we're almost at the halfway point. We're almost at the 15-minute mark. And my question that I have for you, Leah, is how do you feel? How do you feel on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of sharing space together and the fact that we parachuted in with play and fun during this interview? How do you feel? What do you feel? What are you feeling?
I think every time I talk with you, Robert, I feel happy and silly. So that certainly hasn't changed, but that's a common experience with you, bringing in that much energy.
Well, but right? But there's value in the conversation around the impact of one person's fun and play on those around him. So you and I have created a really cool energy here in the first 15 minutes that is truly a shift on how you traditionally conduct these interviews. So what's different? What's different? Just in terms of the energy, the vibe, just because we inserted play into the experience here. What's different?
I mean, I think energy is probably the biggest one.
Yes.
It's and to be fair though, too, I don't want to also put this out as previous guests were not exciting, and this comes back to the same as definition of play can be different, but the definition of how people see the world, experience what people enjoy. There might have been some people that walked into this video and now are going like, oh God, are they still talking with all that energy? Like, what are they? Can't they just have a nice, quiet, structured conversation? So, but no, it's coming into this knowing there's going to be a play energy. Hopefully people watching came in with an energy of like, oh, I want to know about this fun thing. How do I create fun at work? That they're also getting buoyed by this excitement.
Yeah, and I'm looking at yet another article that I wrote a number of years back, and just bear with me for a second. I want to pull out some key pieces from this article. It says, when play is encouraged and integrated within the work community, it is received as permission for a timeout to regenerate and rebuild energy and as motivation to complete the next big task. Play helps to feel engaged, to manage stressors, open lines of communication, and foster employee relationships, all created through fun and laughter. And I think we need to talk about this thing called fun and laughter and how we insert that into the play experience, because there's been a lot of fun and laughter here as well. And you know what? It's been good for my mental health. It's been good for my mental health. I walked into this experience now 16 minutes ago on a scale of 1 to 10. My mental health was at about a 3 or 4. A little bit of uncertainty, a little bit of nervousness, but then reconnecting with you and having you join in, participate your way in the play experience. Now my mental shift is more at an 8 or 9, which is I'm relaxed, I'm calm, I'm comfortable, and I feel energized to continue to play with you. So it's interesting that when we insert play into the experience, everybody knows this. Look, Look, I'm. If you're here today, awesome. If you're watching the show, awesome. If you're watching it and it's been recorded and you're watching the show, well, equally as awesome. Look, this is not complicated here. This is not a complicated idea. What Leah and I are embracing here is the idea that the idea of play that was so much part of our childhood. Take that wonderful thing, and weave it into the world of work, because something happens from that transition from childhood to adulthood where we leave play behind. So in the workplace, all that I'm asking of leaders and workers in today's world of work is come play in the sandbox. Leah and I will bring the sandbox to have you join in the sandbox. Was your play life similar to mine as a kid, where you sort of knock on the doors or ring the doorbells of your best friends, and you grab your bikes and you head on over to the playground, right? And whether you played in the sandbox or whether you played on the swings or whether you played on the teeter-totter, it was just a time out from all the other things happening in your daily life. But what was really cool about the experience is that other kids from other parts of the neighborhood came to play as well. So as everybody entered the sandbox, as everybody played on the swings together, the teeter-totter, the slides, I made new friends. So it's like we all arrived at the park from different parts of the community as strangers, but we all left as friends. What a bonus! What a bonus to the act of play. Play was a catalyst to create friendships and build relationships and have fun.
Can I? I have an interesting thought coming up, and I'm very curious about your thought. Partially was shut down, partially because I know a percentage of our viewers are entrepreneurs. So if you are a solopreneur, or maybe you're an employee who has now gone back to working at home, you see your people in a Zoom staff meeting once in a while, but there's that feeling of solo.
Yeah.
Is there something you would suggest for people to do for either to create solo fun and play, or is it something that you recommend? Like people reach out, make that silly call, whatever it is. What would you say?
And I don't have one answer to that.
Great.
Because it's been the COVID experience has taken its toll on my mental health due to the fact that I'm an extrovert and I need that contact with people. I do well. I feel good about myself when I have that contact with people. Yeah. This is what I'd like to put out there. And I know everyone doesn't see this on the bottom of the screen, and that's okay. But if you send a note my way, I'll send you what I call the 5 fun beliefs, or the 5 play beliefs. And they apply more so to the individual than to the group, right? And I wrote these somewhere around the beginning of COVID, because I knew for myself that if I didn't write it down, my beliefs around play and fun, I would be caught up in all the negativity and all the challenges around my mental health, missing contact with people. So if anybody who's here today wants me to send you these 5 graphics, these cool graphics with my fun beliefs, my play beliefs, and they go something like this, and then repeat after me.
Got it.
Okay. And you'll see they always start with I. So it's really about the individual. So the first belief I created, and we can go through this fairly quickly, is I invite playfulness into my daily routine. I invite playfulness. The emphasis is on invite playfulness into my daily routine. Leah?
I invite playfulness into my daily routine.
And I know you do. And I know your cats are huge contributors to inviting playfulness into your daily routine. That was awesome. My number 2 belief, and these are not complicated by all means. These are really simple. I feel good. I feel good about playing. Leah?
I feel good about playing.
Name the feeling, Leah. Name the feeling.
Good. No.
Yes.
You just told me the feeling, Robert.
I feel good about playing. What's the feeling? Good. You got me on that one. You got me on that one. Number 3, and this is pivotal because people think they need toys and stuff, right? So number 3 goes something like this. The number 3 belief around fun and play. I don't need any special equipment. Heck, I don't even need to be in shape. Leah?
I don't need any special equipment. Heck, I don't even need to be in shape.
You're right.
But I am gonna throw something out because we have talked before. I suspect for people who are hearing this and maybe having a challenge with getting into play and feeling like how do I play, having something can be really helpful. Would you agree with that? Like having a great little activity or something that people do for fun, it's kind of easier to get into that, or do you disagree?
I'm with you. So let's get through to 4 and 5.
Great. Okay.
Then we'll end off with the thing. The thing. Because we can't get to the thing if we're not living by a certain belief system, a certain value system. So that's why I wrote them down, right? Because I knew that in the absence of being clear with myself on paper around my value system, I would be lost in the crazy that is being stuck in front of the computer and forgetting about how play and fun invigorates me and recharges me. So just the act of coming back to them and giving attention to it, I invite playfulness into my daily routine. I feel good about playing. I don't need any special equipment. Heck, I don't even need to be in shape, is the first step before we sort of say to ourselves, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Right? Because if I'm not living by that value and belief system, hard to get myself motivated to do. Any thoughts on that?
But you've touched on the entire point of the show, right? Is your mind your reality, your results? If your mindset is that play is useless, it's a waste of time, of course you're not going to play. Of course you're not going to get the benefit. There we go. See, I'm on hard copy.
Yeah, exactly. Your mind, your reality, your results on hard copy. That was a beautiful graphic you created.
Well, thank you.
It was
awesome. I had to do something pretty fun.
Number 4, the capacity exists within me to maintain play's momentum. The capacity exists within me to maintain play's momentum.
The capacity exists within me to maintain play's momentum.
And what's the message we're driving home there? It's not a stop-start.
Yeah. I think too that it to me that also speaks to the idea that play could be a different amount of time.
Yes.
Play doesn't have to be. I mean, I know you live your life pretty full energy like this, and if that's intimidating to people, I personally don't know if I could quite pull your energy every day all the time. So I know that I can go get some fun, go do some play, come back, relax a little quieter, go start it up again.
Okay, we have about 5 minutes here, and we'll come to our last belief, our 5th belief around play and fun. And this is my favorite one. It says, I empower people to stretch their imagination through creative play. I empower people to stretch their imagination through creative play.
I empower people to stretch their imagination through creative play.
Woo! You're in.
I can very much buy in on that one. I feel that's pretty in line with my values too.
Yes. Can you name an activity or a program or service that you offer where you empower people to stretch their imaginations through creative play?
Oh God, many things. I mean, I'll put an easy one because I think I've talked about it on here before. Is True Colors. I think it's so funny to watch people because like I said, I think of play of so many different things. And
Yeah.
you watch people get together with people that they feel less judged by, because of course that's a big piece of why people don't play is, sit straight, start paying attention, start focusing. Whereas when you give them that permission to be themselves with other people, you suddenly get a whole different result of how they're happy, of how they are joyful,
Yes. You
of how they
rock.
feel good.
You really caught me on that one. Number 2 was I feel good about playing, and I asked Leah, so how do you feel? She said, good. Awesome. So here's the thing. Here's the activity. And whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching the recording, go to powerfulplay.ca. And you can't miss it. It's right there at the top of the homepage. It's a huge block with content in it, not a lot of content, and it reads the 40-minute bite-sized play experience workshop. And together, contact me. Let's rally anywhere between 5 and 10 people for a no-charge, free, bite-sized 40-minute bite-sized online play experience workshop. And that's going to be the thing. That's going to be the thing, because coming to a play experience with a group of people will, I'll bring some of my creative ideas, and will generate some great ideas from the group itself. I think you've participated.
I did.
Actually, I take that word back. You've participated. I think you've played in the 40-minute bite-sized online play experience. What do you remember most?
What I was thinking, what I remember most weirdly is how hilariously awkward it was at the beginning. Because the thing is, right, you come in with big energy, people aren't there yet. You're kind of like, hey, do this. And you're okay, quiet energy. And by the end, everyone is smiling and laughing and engaged in a different way, right? It's engaging not just with the play, but with life, with the different energies. So yeah, it's super fun. I mean, definitely jump in and join Robert.
And if for everyone who's here who adores Leah, when you go to www.powerfulplay.ca and you see that box of content that reads the 40-minute bite-sized online play experience workshop, click on the link. You'll find a video. And Leah's in the video. The play experience that she's referring to, Leah and the others kindly were very okay with having me record it. So if you're wondering what a play experience actually looks like, it could look like that. And go have some fun. Check out Leah in the play experience. She brought her cats along that day. And who's ever watching this today, all I want to say is you're amazing. You're amazing. You're all amazing. And continue coming to Leah's event. There's nobody else doing what Leah's doing right here. Nobody else is doing it. And nobody doing it as well as Leah. And the diverse experts that she brings to this experience for you is not like anybody else. She's thinking about you. She's thinking about your mental health. She's thinking about your spiritual health, your physical health. She cares about you. That's why she brings these experts on her show, so that you can leave saying, wow, I think if I kind of frame what I saw in front of me, frame what I listened to, you know what? My mental health can move towards a little more optimism, and I can begin feeling a little more kinder and gentler with myself during some of these crazy times. You rock, Leah.
Well, now I feel warm and fuzzy and also good. But no, I really appreciate that. Thank you. And I super encourage people to obviously go play with you. I also hope, because you were able to share those 5 pieces, if people don't want to rewatch on the replay, we'll make sure your contact info on the website's all up so they can go grab those 5 mindsets. But to me, like, even if they're not ready to play in a group online or, anything like that, those mindsets to me make a big difference. What happens if you say those to yourself every day, or you give yourself permission to live those a little bit.
So why don't we do this? If you can post something, which I know you will,
Yep.
from our experience together, I'll let me know wherever you post it, and then I'll feed into that the five fun beliefs, the five play beliefs with all the beautiful graphics. And I'm not in this place every day with the five beliefs, right? I'm human, right? I don't always, I don't feel 100% happy with myself, or confident, or high levels of self-esteem every day when I wake up. So I kind of pick and choose, which of the five can best work for me for that day. And just a note to everyone, contrary to popular belief, I'm not like this all the time. I'm not like this all the time. I would drive my wife batty if I was like this all the time. And the reason why I say that is that I'm giving people permission to unplay as well. And that's the stuff you talked about before, winding down, the downtime, and something as simple as a card game, right? With one or more other people, your quiet moments with your cats. It doesn't have to be the play that you see in front of you that looks like me. Find your own play energy, right? And know that unplay, that downtime, re-energizes you to get into play, which re-energizes you back to chill out and relax and manage work very well. You rock.
If I can put one more piece on, because you've kind of referenced mental health. Obviously, I'm big on like making sure people are proactive in their mental health. And I know when you're in a low mood, whatever is hitting you, whenever you are stressed, it can be much harder to take those steps to say, I should do something to make myself feel better. And especially with things like depression, right? It's really hard for people to take low mood and say, I want to do the work, because it often is work to get to a better place. And one of the things I love about play and this idea is that you can instead give yourself permission and say, you know what, actually play doesn't feel like as much work, can be a little bit more fun, and you can use it to get your mental wellness up and not feel guilty, not feel like you've been wasting your time to do that, because it is good. It's something that moves you forward. So I love giving people that permission. And yes, mental wellness. We use mental health all weird. So yeah.
Which is, we're not talking about mental illness, the ill in this, we're talking about the wellness. And mental health and mental illness are dramatically two different ideas. And that's for another interview. Or, email or get in touch with Leah and I, and we'd love to have a conversation with you about the difference. Okay, I think I can finally say one more time, yes, you rock! You rock!
Well, thank you, Robert. You rock. I've had so much fun. My cheeks hurt a little bit from smiling. I hope everyone else has enjoyed this. Thank you so much for being on here. Always an absolute pleasure. And thanks for joining us. We will see you next week.
Yes, Take care. Out to play. Go out to play. That's it.